Webcast. I am joined tonight by a very, very special guest who is soon going to be your guest host for our Wednesday Philippine shows. That's right. This is Ronna.
Hi.
Ronna, the
Hi,
Philippine
nice
dating goddess. Ronna, yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Don't be nervous here. Ronna, we're going to get into Ronna and exactly what's going on here in just a minute here, right? I want to have her on the show tonight to introduce her to all of you so you get an idea of what's going on. She is going to be hosting our Wednesday night shows. Greg, who has been doing a fantastic job for us for quite some time, is just finding that, with his regular gig, he just has too much work to do and not enough time, so he's going to be joining us once in a while as a guest, and Ronna is going to try and fill those big shoes, which I'm sure she can.
Yeah, I hope I will do good.
Ronna's going to do great. We're going to introduce her a little bit more and give you a little more information about her in just a little bit here, but first I want to give a shout out to all those guys that just attended our tours in the last couple weeks in both China and in Peru. Fantastic. I heard some great things about both tours, so congratulations to all of you that took the leap, went and did it. I am so proud of you guys for getting off the keyboard, getting off the computer, and going and actually meeting these women. It's a wonderful thing, right? And we have another tour going out this very week to Costa Rica. We just had a gentleman call up today and sign up for that. There's still time, actually. Today's only Monday. That tour doesn't start till Thursday. There's still time to jump on that tour. So, guys, we are also doing a seminar this weekend. I will be in Florida. I will be in Orlando on Saturday, and I will be in Naples on Sunday doing our seminars, and I would love to see you guys attend. It's a wonderful opportunity to get all of your questions answered about what international introductions are really all about, what the group tours are, how they work, what are the pros, what are the cons, what are the benefits, all that good stuff. Plus, we buy you lunch, which is wonderful.
Free.
Free lunch. And you get some very valuable seminar-only discounts. I mean, where else are you going to get that kind of stuff, guys? It's a wonderful thing. We'll have fun. It's always neat. We're almost getting close to sold out for our Orlando seminar. It's getting really, really packed. And I would love to do a huge stadium, but we have a venue, and there's only so many chairs and room in that venue, and it's getting really, really close. So Naples, we still have a little bit more room, a little more breathing space in Naples, but Orlando's getting really full. So if you want to go to Orlando, please RSVP as soon as possible, because I have a feeling, unfortunately, we may have to turn some people away from the Orlando one, all right? So try to get in as soon as possible. That's going to be a great seminar. We're really looking forward to it. All right. Now, with that little bit of housekeeping out of the way, I want to talk a little bit about our special guest here tonight, Ronna. Ronna, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me here. It's nice.
It's a pleasure. It's wonderful. And when Greg told me that he was just getting way too busy in his life, and so much going on that, he just didn't have as much time now to do the shows for us. And Greg did a great job. I love Greg. He's wonderful. And Greg will be with us. We can't get rid of Greg. So he'll be back doing some shows and things like that for us. But on a regular basis, it was just getting too much for him. And I thought, who would be a good replacement or someone that could fill in and take over that, and I thought of you. For those of you that don't know, Ronna actually is married to one of our longtime associates. She is married, guys, so I'm sorry she's taken. But she's married to one of our very longtime associates who's been with us for a very long time, a wonderful guy. And he really married up when he met Ronna. So, it's wonderful. And I thought, she would be really good because of several factors. Obviously, she is from the Philippines.
Yep.
She understands the culture there. It's funny how sometimes us guys will talk about all the time. Like, well, the women like this and the women like that. Yeah. And I always say, it's wonderful just to have the women tell us what they think.
We have different perspectives.
Yes, you do. And so, guys, you're going to have the opportunity to pick Ronna's brain, to ask her. No,
Good
seriously.
luck. Good luck.
Good luck. seriously, you're going to have the opportunity to benefit from all of her knowledge of what she's been through, what she's gone through, because she's gone through the whole process, guys.
Based on my experience.
Based on your experience. She joined the agency. She went through the process. She met a wonderful individual, and they went through the fiance visa process, went through all that, came here. I was at their wedding ceremony. It was, wonderful. The whole process went the way it's supposed to go. And so Ronna has many friends that have been involved with this, and she knows many of them, and she knows all the different stories, and she can give you tips. She can give you ideas. She can tell you what it's like. She can talk about the culture. She can do all that. And so I'm very, very excited about her hosting this show with you guys, and I think it's going to be great. Now, she's not a professional, talk show host. This is her first endeavor in this, and she's going to do an amazing job. I know it. So guys, be nice, be gentle, and let her just get used to everything, and then she'll be great. All right? So, Ronna, I'm going to ask you a few questions so that in the way of introduction, so the guys get an idea of what you're all about. Sure. So, where are you from originally?
Yeah, Philippines, from Davao, Philippines.
Tell us, for those guys out there that aren't familiar with this, because this isn't the regular Philippine show. Usually, I'm sure the guys that was tonight probably have a better idea where Davao is, but right now, maybe not as many. So whereabouts in the Philippines is that located?
We're in southern Philippines, so it's we have three major islands, the Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. So Davao is part of Mindanao. And then in Davao is actually our president right now, Duterte, is from Davao City.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. So you were born in Davao. You lived there all your life until now?
Yes.
Okay. And do you have any brothers or sisters?
I have a deceased brother.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm the only one now.
Okay. All right. And so let's talk a little bit about how you came about to get involved with the foreign affair, because you joined the agency, right?
Yeah.
So how did you hear about this, first of all?
First, I heard it from a friend her friend is actually married from AFA guys.
Okay.
So I was heartbroken with my Philippine guy before, and then so I decided at the year 2013, I decided to enter or to join the agency, the AFA.
You joined in 2013?
Yeah.
And it took you,
three
someone
years.
as attractive as you are,
yeah.
it took you that long to
3
find
years
the right
to meet
person?
my perfect guy.
It's funny, because I talk to guys all the time. They're like, oh, come on, John, how can an attractive woman stay on the site for a year, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years? But you did. You were on that site for 3 years.
But
and how many dates did you have in that 3-year period?
I have 2 dates with a guy, and then several letters received.
Shame on you guys, because you should have gotten way more attention than that.
That's okay. I'm glad I waited 3 years to meet Rob.
Oh, there you go. Sometimes, the stars align and there's a reason for everything. So that's wonderful. All right. So your friend who was successful and met her husband through a foreign affair said, hey, this might be a good idea. You're brokenhearted.
Yeah.
Why don't you go join this agency, see what happens? So you went and you joined. Was it scary when you went in? Were you like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen here? What's going on? Or what were you thinking when you joined?
On my experience, I'm actually excited, because since I'm tired of Filipino men who's irresponsible. So why not a foreigner? So since I found AFA, which has a good credibility, and I've heard a good news from my friends too, so I entered and have some experience too with the staff in there, and they're really great. There's also screening, which is very good, since they screened all the Filipina.
So when you came in, did they screen you?
Yeah, they screened.
How did they screen you? What did they do?
Like,
Did they give you like a test or something? What do they do?
Screening is like you need to provide a valid ID that you're in proper age, 18 and above. Right. And then a sanumar, which shows that you're a single woman.
Making sure that you're single. Okay, that's good.
And some of your backgrounds.
Okay. Did they interview you in person to question you why you're joining?
Yeah, they questioned me with that. So I said that I would love to have an opportunity to meet a foreign guys. Yeah, not just a Filipino one.
So when you went into that agency and you were getting registered, basically, of course they didn't register you right away. You had to wait to see if you were approved, right?
Yes, you need to wait.
And how long did they make you wait?
I think it's a week.
A week
yeah,
or so?
A week.
Before
yeah,
they told you whether you were approved or not?
They told me that my profile is already validated and it's already in the website.
Okay, so it's a little bit of a process then to get onto the site.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good
and we know that.
too.
I mean, we do that. We've been talking about that forever, but obviously you went through it. So, lost my train of thought here. So you went through that process, right? Then what was the next step? What happened after that?
After that, they will schedule you for a photo shoot, or they will invite you for me, for the first I entered, they took a picture of me. So and sign a waiver that you're allowed the AFA to take a picture of you and to post it on the website.
Okay.
And then, after
the question I was going to ask real quick here, I remember, and that was, when you walked into that office and you were getting ready to sign up, did you understand that if you met a foreign man, that chances are you would have to relocate to another country like the United States?
Yes, it's also in the application form. I like application form. Yeah, that are you willing to relocate? And then your preferred man, or like the qualities of a guy, like that.
Who you're looking for, the qualities that you're looking for. But it's very clear that, chances are the man's not going to move to Davao, that you're going to have to relocate. And you were okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to come back to Ronna. We're going to find out more about her process and how she met her sweetie. But in the meantime, I want to answer a few questions here, okay?
Yeah.
So let me get into some of these questions, because we got quite a few of them coming on already. If we don't start answering these, we're going to get buried. I know. And guys, by the way, Bud will be back next weekend. He has some personal matters to attend to, but he should be back here not next weekend. He'll be back here next Monday, I do believe. All right. So we have a question from Chuck here. Chuck wanted to know if there are any tips to help us do well with Ukrainian ladies when on the tours. We know to dress well and to wear the good shoes. I know, we talk about the shoes. Women like to look at shoes. What is it with you guys in shoes? You like shoes? Do you look at shoes?
Yeah.
That's important to you? All right, fine. So guys,
but it's not important, though. It's like a package from head to toe. Your appearance.
It's everything.
Yeah, because sometimes some women look for a first impression. Yeah.
First impression is very
if
important.
you're good looking, if you're neat, or something.
Okay. So some of his profiles have a long list of desired qualities, what they're looking for in a man. The ladies are looking for like someone who is established.
Yeah, that's very important.
Well, Chuck, women look for security, right? They want security. You like security, right?
Yes.
You don't want to marry someone who you just don't know where.
That's why they don't like the local men. Because they
you're not getting
already,
the security. You're not getting that from them, right? And
they failed to show security.
But that's important to you.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a child. And in your case, you had a child, right?
Yeah.
And so you want to have a secure home, right? And a secure environment for that child and for yourself.
Yes.
Right? With the right man.
Yeah.
Right. So what I could tell you, and we'll see what Ronna has to say about this as well, but when you're at the social and you're talking to the women, they're not going to know how established you are right away, right? This is something that's going to come a little bit later, right? When you're first meeting them. But when you walk up to a woman, one of the most important things you can do to at least get the ball rolling and to move forward is to be confident. To walk up like you belong there.
And so it's not the clothes too, but it's your facial expression. When you're approachable to a woman, then they won't they're not scared to talk to you or approach you.
Right.
So mostly we love smiling guys.
Guy who comes up smiling, happy.
Or even though it's not a smiling guy, at least approachable,
Right.
Not do this. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, you don't want to look like the angry bird, right? That Bud talks about all the time. You don't want to do that. You want to act like you're having a good time.
You need to feel to to show them you're welcome.
That's
they're
one of the
welcome,
most important things that I can tell you, Chuck, is you want to act like you're having a good time and people want to be around you. Because then the woman's like, oh, he's with me and that's cool. I want to be around you. Not like, okay, I'm here, so what's your name? I mean, you know, if you go up and you smile, you make a little joke or something. Humor is one of the most amazing aphrodisiacs you'll ever have, right? It just breaks the ice. It disarms everyone, especially self-depreciating humor. Make a little joke about yourself, right?
Yeah.
You know, I do it. It's not hard. Look, I know people make jokes about me all the time, even you guys, the way I talk. Someone here made a joke the other week about the way I pronounce the word tour. I don't understand the problem with that. It's tour. I'll tell you. But anyways, I digress. I'll get back to that a little bit later, Chuck, but you know, all I can tell you is that you're going to get a lot of support from your buddy or from your matchmaker. You know, as you know at the socials, every guy's assigned a buddy, and that person will give you a lot of tips of what to do, what not to do, and how to go from table to table and talk to women.
With different cultures, of course.
But obviously, the good hygiene, the dress, all that stuff is, you know, it's a given, and you guys know that. We talked about that ad nauseum.
Of course, you need to impress. Okay.
All right. I am interested in going to Ukraine in November. Do you know what cities you might be going to? Kirk, where are we going to go in November? Can you look that up real quick here for the Ukraine? I'm not sure, but I'm going to get that information for you in a second here. Let's go up to the next one. Hello, Mr. John and Madam. Madam, there they got you going. I love that.
Madam Ronna.
Madam Ronna. I like that. Madam Ronna. You know? You got something. I like the goddess.
Am I the fortune teller now?
No, I like goddess, but Madam's good too.
November's still to be determined on the website.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know, I'm sorry. I've been in conferences all day. That should be determined within about 2 weeks or so, I would say, 2 to 3 weeks. We'll have a very good idea of where we're going in November. I'm sorry that's not up yet, but that will be up here shortly. All right. Thank you for taking my question. How do Filipinos react to non-Catholic men? That's a great question.
On the Filipinas, we're not too forced. We're not forcing men to do the Catholic or be religious too. As long as you allow the woman to be religious or what she's used to. Like if like me, I'm not a religious woman, so it's fine. In any religion is welcome, as long as you understand each other and explain what's your culture, and we will explain our culture too, just understanding.
So if I'm going to the Philippines, let's say, which I'm not, I'm married, but if I was going to the Philippines and I met someone and she's very Catholic, let's say she goes to church every Sunday and all that, and I don't. But I'm saying, okay, that's fine. I respect your religion, and if you want to go to church every Sunday, I'm fine with that. But I'm probably going to sit home and watch the football games. And would she be okay with that?
Yeah, we're good with that.
Okay. All right, good. So you don't force the other.
Yeah, we don't
spouse.
force someone.
Okay.
Yeah, it's willingness for you to join the church or not.
I mean, it might be a nice gesture to go to church with her because.
But from time to time, because mostly Sunday is the religious day. Like it's also after the church we go to like play our bonding time too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Family day, Sunday after church.
Okay. All right. Let me get back here. A couple more questions here. And David, by the way, that question about the Ukraine in November, if you want to give me a call, like I said, in about 2 to 3 weeks, I should be able to give you more information if it's not up on the site. I apologize for that. Okay. So, you get all the questions now. You're squeezing me out. I'm not going to just go. I'm let you do the rest of the show.
Here.
Yeah, for you. So, John, I'm wondering if you can ask the girl that's from the Philippines.
Yeah. Ronna.
That's the dating goddess Ronna, okay? Not the girl, the dating goddess Ronna. Or Madam Ronna,
you
one or the other.
Call me
just
Ronna.
When should a guy have to wear a tie in the Philippines? When?
Actually, it's not very. We're not very used to using tie, but just a formal or even without tie are good. But when tie, mostly wedding. something.
Mostly
Yeah,
weddings?
wedding or formal occasion.
Maybe the socials.
Yeah,
At the
socials too.
socials.
Or
Maybe you
they're
can wear a
just
tie
wear-
there. But you know, the Philippines is a little warm there most of the time,
it's
and
hot
so
there.
yeah.
Summer.
I was trying to be nice. It's warm, but it could be hot. So yeah, it's kind of like Phoenix. You know, you don't see too many people running around Phoenix with a tie. I got yelled at once for wearing a suit and tie here in Phoenix. They're like, "What the hell are you doing? It's 120 degrees out." I was young and trying to impress people. So. But at the socials, it's okay to wear, a tie, a nice shirt or tie if you like.
The Philippine style now is just the polo shirt, and then the what was that? The blaze or something?
Like a
the tuxedo.
like a little jacket.
Yeah. The
Sports
tuxedo
coat.
without the tie.
Blazer,
Yeah.
sports coat, something
That's
like that.
the trending.
Without the
formal.
tie.
Yeah, without the tie.
Yeah. Okay. All right, and let's go on here with Kevin. Hi, John. I live in Oregon. Would like to ask about Asian women. Of course you would, because no one's talking about Ukraine. Is it common to have a larger age gap? And I'm told a majority of those women speak English. So let's talk to Kevin about this. What do you think about that?
Yes, it's common.
Is it?
Yeah, because the age guy is more secured and more they have their plans already. It's the stable, like have a stable job. So it's very attractive to all the modern millennial women now. Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
So you view him as being more mature, more loyal, more secure, those kind of things. So having a 20 to 30 year age difference is not a problem?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Me and my husband had 30 years gap.
30 years.
30 years gap.
Okay.
But we're doing good. Yeah, it's not about the age. That's why age doesn't matter.
All right. Well, it is really about the chemistry of the two people together, and that's really important. And I know that you guys always seem very, very happy together, so I think that's great. And what about the English part of his question?
Oh, the English. Filipinos or Asians are doing like average English, because since we're in grade school, we have this English language. So the basic words, you can understand each other.
Everybody pretty much. Whenever I've been in the Philippines now, whenever I go, everyone's speaking English. I can understand pretty much everybody. If it'll be a little bit of an accent or whatnot, but it's nothing like going to China or Thailand or Ukraine, where either they speak it or they don't. Everybody there speaks English to a certain degree, but most of them speak it to where you can understand without a problem. Like you. Your English is fine. Your English is great. So yeah, I don't think that's a problem. Okay, let's see here. So I told you get a lot of questions, so we don't get a lot of time to talk. But in a minute here, I'm going to cut away from the questions for a while.
More questions.
Well, no, keep asking the questions, guys. We have the goddess of Philippine dating with us here tonight, so you never know when you're going to see her again. All right. These are all we're going Filipino show here. We'll have to do one, Kirk, on Wednesday, because we're doing it tonight. I'm just kidding for anyone listening that we're going to do a Wednesday show. I'm a white male in my early 20s. I'm traveling to the Philippines alone in December.
We're in
What are you
Cebu.
doing that for? Where in Cebu is safe to drink?
Oh.
You're in your early 20s, huh? All right, cool, Harley. I like that. All right. So you're going over to Cebu alone. You have to call me up, Harley, and talk a little bit more about this so I can see what the heck you're doing here. But where's it safe to drink in Cebu?
My advice is at the TGIF in Ayala. It's secure, the secure compound, and the beer is cheap only. It's like $1 for a beer, one glass, one bottle.
I've been to Cebu, and I found it very safe. I was walking around. Tanya got lost in the middle of some area, and she found her way back alone, no problem. So Cebu, I was fine. I didn't have any problems. So I don't think you're going to have too much of a problem. TGIF is probably, but that's, if you're going to go to the Philippines, you got to do more of a local flavor, right?
Yeah.
Something, you don't want to go to an American restaurant, or you want to go someplace more local. So, but you should call me and talk to me about what you're really doing. I'll be happy to talk with you, give you more information, give you some contact information too of some people that might be able to help you if you get yourself in trouble by drinking too much beer and then getting lost or something. We don't want you getting hurt.
As long as you won't walk to a dark narrow road,
Yes.
and then you won't walk alone. You should have a
Yeah, don't go
company.
wandering off into
Yeah.
some areas that you're not familiar with. Stay within
Anywhere.
the touristy kind of areas, where your hotel is, that kind of area. But again, Cebu is safe. We've been going there now for many, many, many years. Never
lot
had
of
any issues or
tourists there,
problems.
everywhere.
A lot of tourists. It's fine. But you know, if you drink a lot, I don't know. You're in your early 20s. I don't know how much you're drinking. Then anything can happen anywhere. So be careful. All right. All right, and we have another question about, oh yeah, the Philippines. Gee, I wonder why. My only concern is the dress code for the social events for the Oahu dude. Whenever I travel to the Philippines, it is just cargo shorts and t-shirts. Is this going to be a problem? Yes. If you're going to go to the socials. Look, if you look at our socials, you see the film here, the video on the socials in the Philippines, right? Here it is. So let's take a look. You see these women? Do you see cargo shorts? Do you see flip-flops? Do you look at them? They're dressed up. They took the time to do that, right?
Yeah, it took 2 hours to.
It took 2 hours to look like that.
to do
Okay?
that.
You know, so they're trying to put a lot of effort into what they're doing, guys. And when you go and just go in shorts and a t-shirt and flip-flops or something like that, it just really isn't showing the respect that you need to show for the socials. So if you're going to go and you're going to go to the socials, I really recommend that you wear something nice to the socials. Now, if you want to go out on a date or something, that's fine. You wear some shorts, and that's fine for a
Gloves,
date going
yeah,
someplace.
of
That's cool because it's hot over there. I get that, and even I will wear shorts from time to time, which is funny. But look at these guys. I mean, you know, the guy's got a sports coat on. He's got a nice shirt. They got slacks. That's the kind of thing you want to do in the Philippines, and you wear something like that. You know, and it's fine. It shows the respect. Okay?
To match up with the ladies' dress codes.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
All right. And again, what did you say earlier, Ronna? You said that first impression, right?
Yeah,
That's
first
important.
impression.
So if a guy came up and he was wearing a nice shirt, nice slacks, maybe a sports coat, or if a guy came up in cargo shorts and a t-shirt, who are you going to think is better for the first impression?
Yeah, I might think that just go along, go with the flow.
Go with the flow. It depends what happens. Yeah,
Yeah.
but you want that. It's important that we're showing that respect. That's all I'm saying. All right. How many girls attend the Cebu event? Thousands and no, I'm just kidding.
100 each night.
Yeah, about anywhere from 100 to 150,
100,
somewhere in that range. It's going to be somewhat of a function of how many men are there. We try to have between a 7-to-1 to even maybe a 10-to-1 ratio. Of women to men. So it just really depends somewhat on the number of men, but average is going to be somewhere between 100 to 150 women or so, somewhere in that range.
A lot.
As usual. Yeah, a lot.
Girls are flooding.
So what do you think about that, Ronna? Well, when you're at a social, and we're going to get into a little bit more, but was it intimidating for you to walk in a room with so many women and so few guys?
Yes.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking, oh, how am I? How will the foreigner choose me? Or
Because there's so many women?
And then in a short period of time, yeah, that's why the good thing has they have assistant, so they will remember or list the person that you like or something.
All right, so let's do this. Let's talk a little bit more. I'm going to come back to your questions, guys. I'm not a bad. We got a lot of questions here, but we'll deal with them all. I know 2 weeks ago we went over a little bit, but we cleared it with the union, and they were okay, and we didn't get in too much trouble. And you know, Kirk's still, he's okay over there, I think. So.
Hi, Kirk.
Yeah. We get yeah. I see the money sign going on over there from Rob. So yeah, we got to watch it. But okay, so let's talk about this. So they called you up. You say, Ronna, your profile was approved, and this is about a week later of you waiting on pins and needles. I'm sure. Are you going to get approved or not? But so you got approved. What happened next? What was?
You'll be scheduled if you choose like you'll be scheduled for a outdoor photo shoot.
Okay.
So the AFA will gonna handle all the expenses of the lady. So we just need to be there
To help you
and,
to shoot,
help
right?
You, yeah.
Okay.
And have some pictures and updated photos and videos to welcome the guys, or to just an introduction
Okay.
for yourself.
All right. So they do the photo shoot and they help you get
Yeah.
there, take care of that, because obviously, that's important. And then once your photo shoot is done, then what happens?
We will wait if someone will gonna message us. Just
Oh,
wait.
okay,
Yeah,
you
just
wait to see if you
yeah.
get letters and things like that.
Patience.
You got a few of those. And then you went to your first social, right?
Yeah, I went. Actually, I was invited at the socials because I introduced two ladies to be a member of the AFA.
Ah, okay, great.
That's one ticket to be
Helps you
in
to
the
get
social.
to the social. Okay,
The
that's
second ticket will be when a guy or when a foreigner will invite you.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you get, and someone invited you, right?
Yes. On the second time.
So what Ronna referred to there is we ask you guys to give us a list of the women that you think, based on what you've seen on the profiles, you'd be interested in, and then we do our best to invite them to the socials. And obviously, which is not surprising, one of the clients wanted to meet Ronna at the social, so we invited Ronna, and she came to the social. And did you meet him?
Yep, I met him. We're friends now, and he's in Texas, and he's married with my friend too.
Really? So you did meet someone and
they're-
married someone?
They're now having babies.
Oh, they're having babies. That's wonderful. This is what we do. This is why we do what we do. That's great. And you're still friends with them?
Yes, of course. Facebook. Updating our lives, our experience,
That is
and
so
here
cool.
and how lucky we are that we're here.
That's really neat.
We're the five of us. We're in a group of friends. Yeah.
And all met through a foreign affair?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. I like that. All right, cool. So you met him, but it wasn't a chemistry. It wasn't a connection like that. It was a friendship,
it's a
but it wasn't a
friendship.
romantic connection.
Not in an intimate views.
Okay.
Yes. So I recommend her to some girls of my friends, and then they get along, and then
That's
now
fantastic.
they're married couple.
So how did you meet the love of your life?
And I met him to my second socials, and then we meet twice, and he doesn't know that I'm the three girls.
He didn't recognize you the second time. He met you at the social, then he met you again, and he didn't put that together.
The first impression, since he's a shy guy.
He's a shy guy.
Shy type. So I introduced myself, and then
Well, shy is, okay.
And then he said that he's Rob. Oh, you're my Robin Hood. I said,
You're my Robin Hood? That's what you said? Oh, that is corny. I'm sorry, but I like it. I think it's nice. Okay. So my Robin Hood.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm Robin Hood. But since there's a lot of girls, so I don't know if he remembered me, or did he put me on did he put me on his list? So the second time is that my friend who met one of the clients, and then he invited us to have a drink or to have some chit chats. And so we met at Huckleberry.
Huckleberry is like a popular bar or restaurant?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I saw him drinking alone, so and I remember him. Yeah.
So you remember him, you recognized
Yes.
him. Did he recognize you at that point?
No, he didn't.
And you still married him.
Yeah.
Oh, something, okay.
And I said, and he walked by, and I said, "Hey, Rob," and then he didn't hear me, so I called him twice. "Hey, Rob, I'm Ronna." I said like that, and then and then we talked to each other, and then but I didn't focus on him by that time. I just want to introduce myself that we met like that.
Okay.
Because since I have my friends on the other table, and I don't want them to feel like I'm going to somewhere else. So,
Right.
Yeah, and then he mentioned that about that he's on that I'm on his list, and that
At least he recognized you by
I'm
then.
scheduled for a date tomorrow with him.
Because he had given the office as part of
Yeah.
what we do outside of the socials. Guys can go in and they can give a list of the women they want to set up dates with, right?
Yeah.
And so he had you on that list, even though he met you at the social, but he
Yeah.
missed that. But he had you on the list to go out on a one-on-one date. And then at that point, I think he realized that, oh my gosh, this is all the same girl. So then when you finally went out on the date, how'd that go? It went well?
So, but tomorrow he asked me, so are you good? Yeah, I said I just said yeah, because I already know that they have a lot of. He already has like 3 scheduled on tomorrow's date.
You knew that?
Yeah. And so
Okay.
Yodge called me and then said, "You're scheduled on this time to
Okay.
meet Rob." And then by that, and then and then on that day, on the date, so I'm off to my work and my phone died. So I go to after my shift. Then I go to my friend's dorm and charge my phone, and then because I didn't know that it's fixed time or is it rescheduled or something. I don't have a clear information about the date.
Okay.
So I was just waiting for my phone to have a message with AFA. And then when I finally have my phone alive, and then Yodge text me a lot of message that Rob is waiting for 3 hours now. Oh yeah, and on that day
So
it's
you were
raining.
3 hours late?
Yes.
Oh my
And
gosh.
then, oh my God, what to do? So I don't have a load. So I asked my friend to call me, Yodge, and then I talked.
A load means that she didn't have any
Yeah.
money on her phone to call
Yeah.
because it's expensive for. Okay, go ahead.
So by that time, I told Yodge that I'm really sorry about what happened. And then since Yodge told me that Rob is already went to the hotel to Marco Polo where he stayed.
Okay.
And that's so sad. I don't want to miss the moment, or I don't want to do that. And then I feel sorry for being late to that time. So I told Yodge if she could call Rob to meet me at the hotel on the lobby area.
Okay.
Just to say sorry. I just want to say sorry in person.
Okay.
Yeah, and so Yodge contact him, and then it's fixed. So I took the taxi even though I don't have money. So I took a taxi just to save time.
Yeah, to be there.
Yeah, so we met them and then we talked to each other, and he surprised me with a gift.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice. You know, and that's a great story because all too often guys say, oh, you know, she's an hour later, she's not interested, she's not this. You never know, guys, what's going on. You never know what's happening. This whole story you just heard could have been, Rob could have said, you know what, screw this, she's not interested in me, you know, she's 2 hours late. What kind of woman is she? I came halfway around the world. She can't be here on time. I hear these things. I've been doing this for 24 years. Guys, you never know what's going to happen. And you have to be open-minded. And you have to just kind of go with what's going on until you really discover what's happening. She really wanted to meet him. Yet because of these crazy circumstances, she was like 3 hours late. But they still ended up meeting and have now are happily married.
Since then, we're every day we meet each other and talk before and after work.
So that's fantastic. That's a great story. I love that. Let's see. Well, let's see what Kirk has to say here. Hi, John. I like Greg, but she's a lot prettier. So much easier on the eyes. It's a different Kirk. Are you worried about Greg over there, Kirk? Kirk, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. I didn't say it. Well, you know, Greg, Kirk, I totally agree with your assessment there. She is a lot easier on the eyes. I love Greg, too. There will always be a place in my heart for Greg. And Greg will be back from time to time, I'm sure. But we have to, Greg just got too busy. And so I really think that Ronna, goddess of the Philippine dating, is going to give you guys a lot of good insight because she's been there, she's done it, she's been through the whole process. Now she's living here and she's adjusting here to the United States with all the different things that she has to do here. And it's amazing, all just from the food, from this, from that, all the different things that she's dealt with, culture, everything. So she'll be able to share, over the months here with you guys all this information, so that when you go over, you'll have had the experience of talking to a Filipino woman that can really give you that kind of insight, which I think is priceless. I think it's going to be great. I mean, if I would have had a wonderful Ukrainian woman to talk to before I met Tanya, it would have been a lot smoother, because I would have known a lot more and not made all the mistakes I made in trying to my courtship with Tanya. So I'm surprised the woman's still married. All right. No comments over there, people.
How long is it typical something?
Oh, wait a minute. Guys, really? Who is this? SW, how old is Ronna? No. You do not have to answer that question. You never ask a woman's age like that. She may divulge it at some later point. We'll see, but right now, let's just say that she's of age.
Legal age.
No, I mean, that's, okay. We'll get into that.
How do you deal with?
John, how do you deal with meeting so many women at the social? That's coming from Mark. So, Mark, I've probably done about 350 different socials in the last 24 years or so. And every social is different. Every social has an energy and a personality of its own. And it's really, really cool, because you get to go in and you look at this big room, and some guys get totally intimidated. Sometimes it turns into like a high school dance where you have a bunch of guys at the bar and you're just really, really nervous and getting that liquid courage and all that, which I really don't recommend. The last thing the woman wants is a guy who's drinking, and if you're drinking right in front of them, that's not a great thing, right? A social drink now and then, that's fine. But they've had their fair share of heavy drinkers and alcoholics, and they really don't want to deal with that. So when the guys go to these socials, first of all, you are paired with a matchmaker. You are paired with someone that is going to help you to navigate that room, to go from table to table and meet the different women. And it's vital that you be as honest and upfront as possible with this matchmaker / interpreter, because she'll help with any interpreting too.
Yes.
And you give her all the information about who you are, who it is you're looking for, all of this, so that first of all, she may know several of the women at that venue, and she may guide you to the women that are going to be better suited for you. Just like Ronna guided her friend to someone who she thought was going to be a good match, and now they're married, having babies. We help each other. We help. It's a bonding thing, and it's a team effort, really, to help you to navigate. Because in that social, if there's, say, in the Ukraine, let's say there's 300 women attending that social. I was just there in February. We had 350 or so women, I think, in Kiev in February. You're not going to be interested in all 350 women. There's no way. So you're going to be interested in just maybe 10-15% of the women that are in attendance. That's still 30 to 45 women, right? I mean, and you have about 5 hours or so to navigate through all that. So you're going to go from table to table. You're going to focus on the women that you're most interested in based on the physical looks first, right? I mean, because that's all you have to go on at the very, very beginning. But then you start talking to the women, then you start getting a little bit more of an idea. And, then you start to see if there's a mutual chemistry, right? Coming back to you. All these things are happening simultaneously. They're happening very quickly. Are you attracted? Is she attracted? Is there a personality there that you're attracted to? Not just the looks, because the looks will go away very quickly if the personality is not there for you too. So you look at all these things and you go from table to table, and the first social is going to be difficult for you. It always is. But after you get past that first social, now you're going to have experience, and you're going to understand much better how to navigate this and how to be as efficient as possible throughout that social, because it's not the easiest thing in the world to do, okay? But I mean, that's how I met my wife. I went to that table, I saw her, I knew just from across the room.
One.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God. It was like lightning struck, right? And you guys have been hearing me saying this for years, but it's the truth. And I knew that. And then when I started talking to her, it was just reinforced. And then I could tell, even though she told me that she was only there to drink champagne and be with her friends, I knew there was something there, right? There was something there, and I kept coming back. And so, and so
behind those lady smiles, there's still shyness and a shy girl hiding with that smile.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just waiting for you to reach out.
Guys, the women are as shy, if not more shy than you are. And they're more like, oh my gosh, what's going on? They'll put on a happy face and smile. But, you know, you look at that from their perspective. They're there, and there's, you know, it's a 10-to-1 ratio sometimes. But they're still there, and they're still trying to meet. And you have to kind of put yourself in their shoes. So, but feel free to call in. I'm happy to talk to you any more about that. Where am I? Okay. How long is the typical time frame for waiting for a fiancé visa? Joe wants to know. A friend of mine in the U.S. recently married a Vietnamese lady. It'll be 2 years before she's allowed into the U.S. Is this typical? No, it's not. I don't know what they're talking about. That is a long time, and that is not normal. So
it's
your
case
friend's
to
doing,
case.
well, not even, it is case to case, but normally, right now, K-1 visas are running about anywhere between 7 to 9 months. Okay, somewhere in that time frame, you should get an approval. Should not be 2 years. And as soon as you get that approval at the end of that 9-month period or 7-month period, whatever it is, then she has up to 6 months to use that visa, right? So she doesn't have to come right away. She can wait 6 months to use it, right? That's what you have, 6 months. Then once she gets here, you have
Arrival. From the arrival, you have the 3 months to get married. 90 days.
90 days. And then you get married, and then once you're married, then
another process for
adjustment of status.
Yeah, adjustment of status.
Right. To get the
6
provisional
months,
green card. But that time frame that you're talking about, that 2 years, is something went wrong or something's going on, but that is not normal.
Documentations. Mostly it's the woman's documentation.
Yeah, if there's a problem with that, I got kicked out or something, but that shouldn't happen because no matter what country, it's all pretty much the same. Whether it's Vietnam or whether it's Thailand or Philippines,
Asian,
Ukraine, Colombia, it's all going to be about 7 to 9 months. There shouldn't be an issue there. Okay. All right, let's see here. Let's go up to Joe wants to know, most women in Ukraine, for example, do not speak English. How difficult is this to establish and develop a new relationship with someone who speaks a different language? Well, what I can tell you, Joe, is that there's pros and cons to that. Sometimes it's good when your significant other doesn't speak the language, right? You get out of a lot of things, It saved me when Tanya first came over, I got away with some things. No, honey, it's just a language barrier. Does not work anymore 22 years later, but it worked pretty well the first year or so. But seriously, it's a little bit of an obstacle, there's no doubt about it. If you go to the Ukraine and the woman you're interested in speaks, let's say, no English at all, obviously it's going to be a barrier, right? But if everything else is there, if you're totally attracted to her and she has a heart of gold and her personality is wonderful, those things are priceless. Those things are great. English is just something you can learn. Right? So it's well worth your time and your effort to be patient and help her with English lessons, right? Help her come along, and maybe you learn a little bit of her language, but she's going to need to learn English if she's going to come to the United States, so that's a given. But it helps a little bit if you can learn a little bit of hers as well. But the other thing I'll say about that too is if this is a really wonderful woman and everything, a lot of other men are going to not give her the attention that she deserves only because she doesn't speak English, right? And so if you're the one that's willing to take that extra work, put that extra work into it, then you're way ahead of the game. And so, a lot of guys will say, no, John, I only want somebody who speaks English. I'm like, well, you're going to the Ukraine, okay? They speak Ukrainian or Russian. That's their native language. Just because they don't speak English is not really a reason to take them off your list. But a lot of guys don't want to mess with that. And I get it. And look, I'm not being a hypocrite, but when I met Tanya, she did speak English. But I'll tell you what, if she would have spoken some African dialect, I wouldn't have cared, right? I would have still gone forward with her because she had everything else that I wanted. And she could have learned. She would have learned English. So don't let that be an obstacle. Don't let that change. I've seen women who were speaking basically zero English, and when they got into this relationship and they were motivated and they were assisted with English lessons and whatnot, within 4 to 6 weeks they were actually able to start putting together sentences, and within a few months, they were able to carry on conversations back and forth. And the joy between the two, when they could start communicating easier and easier without the third party, without the Google Translator, this translator, whatever machine they're using, was fantastic. It's all of a sudden it's coming, and it just opens up this whole world.
It's worth the patience.
It is worth the patience. It really is. So don't let that be a problem. All right. We're getting a lot of questions, guys, so I'm going to try to go a little faster because, again, we have these union issues and they get really mad at me. And then, you know, yeah. Where?
This then.
This one. Okay. Okay. Here's my question. This is coming from Derek. Did I hear you say that all of the letters I receive are not necessarily written or sent by the lady? Did you say they may be sent by their agency on her behalf? If it is going, there's two different levels of letters. We have the introduction letters that you can do, and then you have the regular correspondence going back and forth. So when you do an introduction letter, the woman actually comes in, she'll write her introduction letter. Staff may help her with the introduction letter and say, okay, this is probably, you know, what are you looking for? You say it this way or that way, you know, language barriers, things like that. And then the woman will talk about the traits of the men that she's interested in, who she really wants.
Sometimes they translate it into English.
Right, they'll help with the translation. And then the staff can then send that intro letter to men as they join the service, and even existing men that meet that criteria, right? And then if there's an interest and if you reply back, then they'll contact her by message or something like that, and then she'll be involved with the correspondence back and forth. But that intro letter can certainly be sent by the office, and we actually say that right on the site. All right, let's move on here. We got to keep going faster. I thought the first two numbers in the ID were the year. No, it's not the year. That's not how it works. It's all been sequential since we started, so it's not really the year. I've heard that before, but it's really not. It just is sequential since basically day one. And we add about 200 or so profiles every week. So you can kind of do the math on where we're at there. Okay, keep moving here. Joe again is asking, as general rule, are the women okay with just living together instead of getting married right away? In U.S., many women I have met here strongly prefer to live with each other for a year or two before getting married. Well, that's an interesting question, Joe, and I'm not sure. Maybe the women would be okay with living together, but if you're going to do something like a fiancé visa, that's not really an option, because in order for many of these women to get here, they're probably going to have to do a fiancé visa. And like Ronna was just saying, when you do a fiancé visa, you have 3 months,
3 months,
right? 90 days once she gets here to either get married or she has to go back, right? So that's how the fiancé visa works. So if you're going to go outside the country to someplace like the Philippines,
visa, just a visa, tourist visa.
Tourist visa is difficult to get, right? And so it's hard to get. Yeah.
Sometimes you decline. You've been declined.
So the living together thing, I'm not sure. I mean, in your country, do people live together very often without the benefit of marriage? It's common, So I don't think it would be that they would be totally opposed to it, but the legality of it is, if you're going to do a fiancé visa, that's just not going to work. Okay. Okay, Ed is saying, I paid my deposit after attending Bud's great seminar here in sunny Los Angeles. Bud puts on an amazing seminar. I think he does a great job.
July.
I got a confirming email too. Well, that's good. Now I want to sign up for the July 2019 Ukraine tour. How do I do that officially? PC, what happened to the Sun Devils in the NCAA? You know, I went to ASU. We're not going to talk about that tonight. Thank you very much. There's always next year. That's all I can say. All right. As far as moving your deposit, so if you did your 475 open tour deposit, that means you have an open deposit right now with us, and if you want to transfer or move that deposit from open status to the July tour, all you need to do is send an email to groupdesk@loveme.com. Okay, and Michelle is the one in charge of that, so don't say dear group desk, say dear Michelle. You'll probably get a little better service. And Michelle, just say, I would like to move my open tour deposit that I did at the seminar with Bud and move that to the July tour, and be specific on exactly which tour in July you want to go, exactly where you're going, give her the dates and everything, and then she will do that, and she will email you back confirming that you are now on that tour. Okay. It's very important that you get the confirmation back, because if not, maybe she didn't get your email and then that tour sells out or something, and then there's a problem. So make sure you get the confirmation back from Michelle that your open tour deposit was moved to the July tour, and you will be set. And then you'll start getting all the updates and information about that July tour that will be coming up, so that you'll be ready for that as it gets closer. That's going to be a great tour, by the way.
Of course.
All right. And Bud, I believe, Bud will be doing that tour, as well as Anna, I believe, on that tour. Okay. Are most women in the Philippines willing to? Well, we got this one too, but we'll do this one. Are most women in the Philippines willing to relocate? Well, you tell me, Ronna, since we have a woman from the Philippines here, the Philippine dating goddess, by the way.
Gladly welcome.
Yes.
The Philippines ones, Filipinas are gladly accepting to relocate. Yeah.
I think that the Philippines, isn't it where they have more people working outside of the Philippines than pretty much any other country?
OFW, because the money currency and the job opportunities.
Right. So it's not difficult at all for a woman to say, okay, I'm ready to relocate.
Because most of on a woman's perspectives, once you enter to the EFA company, you already know that it's a high possibility that you will be relocated.
Okay.
It's one of the questions on the application form.
So we talk about that.
Yeah.
So when the women join the service, we tell them, hey, you're going to join this service. You know, not too many guys are going to be coming to Davao to start their own business or to work or get a job. It just doesn't happen. So obviously, you know, the man is the one that is the breadwinner, that has the job, at least for now, and you're probably going to have to relocate. All right, let us talk about this one. This is from David. So David is saying, thank you for accepting my question. I am from Kingwood, Texas, northeast of Houston, Texas. David, I hope you've been to our seminars in Houston. I love going to Houston. We've done so many seminars in Houston. We get a lot of guys from the Houston area that go on our tours. So next time we're in Houston, please come to one of the seminars. I apologize for this question, but as a Black American male, are there countries that are more accepting when viewing interracial dating? Okay, very interesting you asked that. We do have even a page on our site that addresses that question as well, because we get it quite often. You know, it's interesting. We just did this, and I don't know if you've seen this, basically the show that we did is a story about Del, who went to Cartagena with us recently, who is also a Black American male. And we kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? We follow his, it's like almost like a documentary, and we follow his progress throughout the show there, or throughout his trip to Cartagena, and his trials and tribulations, and it's very interesting. And so I would tell you that, you know, anywhere in Latin America, absolutely not a problem. You know, I wouldn't even give it a second thought. If you were to go to the Ukraine, you know, we've had many Black males that have gone to the Ukraine and have done well. We've had marriages. However, it is a very white population, for lack of a better word. And so there may be some women there that would prefer someone who's Caucasian. And if that's the case, that's the case. But I would definitely tell you that, I would definitely not tell you that, oh no, you don't want to go to the Ukraine. You can still do very well there. It's almost like a double-edged sword in the Ukraine, because they're just not familiar with African Americans. They're just not familiar with it because they just don't experience it. They aren't that exposed to it. So when you're there, you certainly stand out, and you certainly will get a lot of attention.
Yes.
I mean, women will come up to you like, oh, I want to meet you, I want to meet you. It's kind of like you're a rock star, and that's cool.
Like Michael Jackson.
Like, yeah, you're kind of like a rock star. But on the flip side of that is that the families of the women might have different ideas, like, oh, really, you're doing this. This is really different than what we're used to. And the women really listen to the families very, very closely. Yeah. So this is something that we talk about. If this is something that you're really interested in, I would suggest you call me, and we could have a more in-depth conversation about it, and I can share different experiences and stories with you. But I would not advise you not to go, that's for sure. But you know, Latin America, like I said, not a problem at all. Philippines and African American, not a problem. Yeah. Not a problem at all there as well. So yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. But yeah, if you want to go to the Ukraine, call me and talk to me about it, because I think it's a great opportunity. But the population might be a little bit smaller because of that. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go on. Mark says he will be in Cebu in 3 weeks' time to see my gorgeous fiance again. I bet you can't
Congrats.
wait, Mark. Isn't that cool? That's
Yes,
wonderful.
it's really nice.
Cebu, that's wonderful.
Spreading
Mark.
the good news.
Congratulations. I think that's great. Okay, Kurt in Maryland says not to get too obsessive about the age gap thing, but what is a realistic age gap for women from the Philippines and the guy who turns 54 in about 2 weeks? All right, so he's going to be 54 in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So is there a certain number that he should put on it, or what are you thinking? So
No, actually, it's like it's not about the numbers. I met Rob when he was like 56, right? Yeah, 56 or 57. Age doesn't matter. It's just your willingness, your understanding about our situation, your situation, the love, the chemistry.
Okay.
Yeah.
all right, so
It's
let's
just
say if
a
he's
small piece it's just a small piece of the puzzle. The puzzle that we're looking into is the personality of a man. Yeah.
okay, but you also want to have things in common and things to talk about, things. So you have to be
yeah.
able to have a same. I don't want to say the same mindset, but you want to have things in common that you can talk about, maybe, or I don't know.
Connections.
The connection, yeah, you got to have that connection. So if he's 54, let's say that she's 30. Do you think that is a problem at all?
No,
That's 24, 25 year age difference?
No.
And you think that's, and a
not
woman,
a problem.
a woman who's late 20s, early 30s is going to be absolutely fine with somebody
Yeah,
54?
it's actually fine. And the woman, the millennial women now is like, they're more on practical women. It's like, because the older guy or the older guy than them, it's like they mostly welcome understandings.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Kurt, in other words, go over there and fall in love, and don't worry too much about the number.
My God,
right?
there's a lot of women
I remember
who would love to have you.
a lot of women who would love to have you, Kurt. I remember I was in Colombia, this is probably a couple years now ago, so somewhere like that, in Medellin, and wonderful guy, met this woman at the social. They just hit it off perfectly. It was great, and so they're dating, and then maybe a day later he comes back and he's like, John, I thought that she was older, but she's a lot younger than I thought, and now I don't know what to do. I said, well, what does she think about it? She goes, she's fine. She's telling me age is just a number, it doesn't matter, that she really is attracted to me, she really wants to, move forward and continue to get to know me, but I'm really worried about it. I think that was going to be about like a 24-year age difference or so, and he was really concerned about it. My first thought to him was, she'll get older. She'll,
A lot of my
but they ended up getting married.
Yeah.
And they're doing they live in Florida. They're doing great. But he was the one that had the problem with it. It wasn't she.
Yeah, the
she
guy
was fine with
has
it.
most
the
of the
guy
problem.
is the one with the problem with it. Did Rob have a problem?
Yeah, Rob did. I'm not that young. I'm willing to.
Well, I should have phrased that differently, because Rob, problem.
It's like the lady are more aggressive than the men, are scarier than the men.
Sometimes women are more aggressive.
Yeah,
they go after the
aggressive.
men. They grab them by the hands.
The guys, they were. They are.
That's
and
hilarious.
don't waste more years. My God.
And Mark says, find a good Filipino and you've won the lottery. And I totally agree. Although I don't think it's that difficult to find a good Filipino, because there's so many wonderful women in the Philippines, right?
You just have to give opportunity to yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
How come you meet sincere women when you're just staying in your home?
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Robert saying, hi, I'm Robert. I'm a retired corrections officer moving there in April, looking for good hotels. I'm assuming there is Cebu, but I'm not sure. You're not moving to Phoenix, are you? Because there's a hotel right around the corner.
That's
but
about Philippines.
It's Philippines?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm assuming Cebu is the city. So
yeah, they're cheap. Waterfront, Marco Polo.
Yeah, Waterfront, Marco Polo are good hotels. They're nice hotels. I would probably, I would tell you either one of those, depending on what city you're going to. Those are two different cities, one in Davao, one in Cebu. But either one, Waterfront or Marco Polo, great hotels. Everything you could possibly want, really safe.
Near the ocean.
Yeah. All right. And you can give us a call, by the way, and we can help you more with the hotel or accommodations, or even, now with Airbnb, you can rent apartments, you can do all that kind of stuff. Lots of different ways to go. So we can definitely help you with that. All right. Here's a question from JF here. All the 10-day tours, all the 10 days tour, on the 10-day tour, I think you mean the social is Friday and Sunday, for example. The 11th of July, Kiev and Kharkov, and free dating seminars if you visit Montreal in May. I don't know what this means. I'm going to come back to that one because I'm not sure. Hey, are there a lot of women on AFA who marry in their 20s? Can I get a soulmate in her 20s? And this is coming from SW, who says he is 96 years old. No, he didn't. He didn't give me his age. So I don't know how old you are. But yes, there are women in their 20s. And the women who have married on our site in their 20s. So a lot of that, just like Ronna's saying, it depends on the chemistry between the two people. That's all.
There's
Guys, this isn't rocket science.
There's already young women who's living with a living what you call that? Living experience, like a live-in
Life
partners.
experience, yeah. I want you to read this one from Patrick.
Oh, this one from Patrick. Hi, John. Just to give information on my situation, my fiance is from Davao. Hi, I'm from Davao too. Philippines is now here with me with her fiance visa. We will soon be getting married from Patrick. Wow, congratulations.
That is what we like to hear. That is amazing. That's so cool. And Patrick, it's just starting for you. She's here on the fiance visa. You're probably talking about, okay, honey, what kind of food do you want to do? And she's probably dragging you to some of those Asian stores where they get a lot of rice. You eat a lot of rice.
The rice,
you do
of
the
course.
rice? Yeah. I love the rice.
Every day.
Every day you got to do the rice. Right?
It's like part of our life every day.
Right.
Yeah.
And Patrick, you probably didn't eat rice every day. So this is going to be a little bit of an adjustment for you. But you know what? That's cool.
Yeah,
when Tanya came here, she started making borscht. I'm like, what the hell's borscht? And then I got to learn what borscht was. You know what? I like borscht now. Now, there are some things that they break out on New Year's and you just don't want to go near. I mean, it fluoresces and it's weird fish stuff that I don't know how the Russians eat it, but you just don't want to get near it. But the rice, that's pretty good.
Rice.
I mean, how you doing with food right now, Ronna, here in Arizona, with all the Mexican food we have here? I mean, how you doing?
I'm good. Like I'm cooking Filipino dish and then cook for him American dish, just a mixed.
Really?
Yeah,
Mix
and then I only like once or twice a week eating rice. Yeah.
Oh, okay, you're doing good then. All right. That's fantastic. Patrick, congratulations again.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I'm very happy for you. Such an exciting time to go through. Okay, we have a question. Hi, what's it cost to go to this event? Hotels, transportation from the airport and social event in total. How often do you host the socials? Well, actually, RS, the socials are really a function of the tours in general, right? So our group tours include the socials. It includes the pickup from the airport. It includes the hotel. It includes, most importantly, all the wonderful staff that are going to be working with you throughout your entire stay. It includes unlimited one-on-one introductions. Outside of the socials, every day we have what's called the hospitality room, and that's open from like 9 in the morning till 7 or so, or 8 at night. And our staff is in there, and their sole purpose in life is to assist you in making dates throughout the day.
Yeah.
While you're on the date, they're making dates. I call it dialing for dates. And they're making dates for you, and then they're texting you with the time and the location where your next date's going to be.
Yeah.
Some of these guys are doing 4 or 5 or 6 dates in a day.
Yeah,
It's really amazing.
Some other guys date three girls in one place.
At once?
Yeah, at once.
Oh my gosh.
It's like getting to know each
group
other,
date.
and then that's my friend, one of my friend Franklin from North Carolina. That's his style. Yeah.
So just all at once, should we just talk about his mini
we
little
went
social?
to a park. We went to adventure park, and then he bring 3 girls with him.
Really?
So I'm the photographer, and
That's interesting.
yeah, and then by that time, since he met the 3 girls, then he can estimate or like balance who's the best or who's with this criteria like that.
It's like The Bachelor, all at once. Yeah, it's very interesting. We had in Kyrgyzstan, we had what we affectionately called, and they were, the triplets. So there was 3 women, triplets, identical, that all joined our site, and they triple dated with
Wow.
guys. I mean, it was pretty
That was
wild.
the best.
And one of the triplets
The
got
winner.
married, so now it's just like the twins, basically. But it's really cool. But you never know who's who.
Yes.
They can scare you.
You might be the best friend of this guy, and then
Yeah, you never know. All right, let's see here. Yeah, but RS, if you want to call in tomorrow or whenever and talk a little bit more about the pricing, there are other ways you can do this. Other than just a group tour, you can do what we call our club package, which is just a one-on-one thing. You can attend socials a la carte. So call in and talk to myself or Michelle or Bud or Anna, and any of us can assist you with all the different options. We just don't have enough time to go into all the options right now. And we even have the executive program. There's all kinds of different options that we have that fits any need out there for you. All right? Let's see here. I watched an AFA video on YouTube that had a guy from Iowa that went to Cebu with a ring. Well, that's cool. I'm not sure which one that is. Kirk?
It's an older one you made. That one, Rob, was his name Chad?
Yeah? All right. Cool. I don't know what the outcome was from that. But,
Oh, that was Butcher from Kansas.
oh,
Kansas.
oh, okay. And is he moving forward?
He's now married.
He's married.
He's
Oh,
married with a
see, he's married.
Filipina. Yeah.
You know, we get a lot of marriages, and I do not remember, and I wish I could. If I could remember every one, I'd be a billionaire. I cannot remember every marriage we've had. I'd have the memory to make me that. I mean, so I can't remember that.
His name was Seth, not Chad.
Seth, it's on the Philippines.
Oh, I think it was Seth, not
Yeah, it's
Chad.
on our video.
So, Derek, I think the gentleman's name was Seth from Iowa. I think he was a meat butcher, I'm being told. Really nice guy. And he's married now. Yeah, so yeah, he was very successful. So yeah. All right. What's the IMBRA background? So IMBRA stands for International Marriage Broker Regulation Act. Fun, huh? Yeah, that was a legal procedure that was put into place back in like 2006. And what it basically says is that before you can exchange contact information with a woman through an organization like ours, which facilitates marriages with foreigners, basically, that you have to complete a kind of a background form. You have to fill out this questionnaire, basically stating whether or not you've had any criminal history, and if so, what that criminal history was, whether you've been married previously, whether you've ever sponsored a fiance or a foreign national, those kind of things. And then we have to take that information, we have to translate it into her foreign language, and then we have to have her sign it. We have to do all of that before you can even exchange contact information. That is a U.S. law, federal law, and we have to abide by it, and we do. There's pros and cons to it. I don't have the time to get into all of it right now. Of course, everyone wants everyone to be as safe as possible. But what I find interesting is that according to Justice Department's own studies, there's a higher incidence of spousal abuse per capita among domestic couples than foreign couples. But yet domestic couples don't have to disclose any of that information. You could be married, you could be dating Charles Manson for all you know here in the States, and no one has to tell you anything. And I think that if they're going to do something like that, they should probably do it amongst everyone that's dating, so everyone has a clear idea of what's going on. But that's just me. All right, let's see here. I get lost 5 minutes after I get off a plane. Well, then you should stay on the plane. Just kidding, Bill. I get lost 5 minutes after I get off a plane, not to mention finding a decent hotel, the currency differences, etc. Got to be comfortable out of our element because I'd be a fish out of water outside the U.S. You know, Bill, When I was in Thailand recently, well, actually about a year ago or so, I was in Thailand with a group, and one of the guys said, you know, John, one thing I really love about a foreign affair is that you make this possible for me, because if it wasn't for your company, I would never be here. I would not be sitting in this room. I would not be getting ready to go out on a date with this beautiful woman, because there's no way I would just get on a plane and fly to Bangkok, Thailand by myself and try to figure all this out. Try to figure out what you were just talking about here, Bill, the airfare, and then where to go for the hotel, and where to exchange money, how the phone works, what they do. I mean, all this different stuff that you could spend half of your time that you're there finally getting everything down and make all the stupid mistakes. Whereas when you go with us, you're met at the airport, you're taken to the hotel, you're given a very thorough orientation again, on top of the numerous orientations and the information you received before you went, and you're just taken care of. So that anything that comes up, oh, where to get money? Well, this is how you do that. Oh no, don't go there because you can get ripped off. Go here. Oh, what food to eat? Don't do that. Don't go to that restaurant because they'll rip you off because you're a foreigner, and they'll give you the foreigner menu, which has double prices on it. Go to this restaurant, it's safe. These are the kind of things that you will be privy to when you go on a tour with us, as opposed to trying to wing it yourself. Not to mention the fact that we've done all the homework for you and all the legwork of trying to find the women who are interested in meeting and going out with you and those kind of things, instead of you going to some crazy bar on your own, hoping to find a single woman that's willing to talk to you. Ronna just got done talking about how she went through the process, how they looked at her registration to make sure she actually was a single woman, and she was of age, and she was all these things.
And a real woman.
And a real woman. Sometimes in Thailand, Philippines, you gotta be a little careful about that.
Beware.
Yeah, we won't get into that whole issue yet, but I know what you're referring to. So, you know, these are things that are really important, and I think, Bill, you bring up a great point about that. So, yeah, because he had been with us to Costa Rica before, this gentleman I was talking about in Thailand, and then now he was in Thailand with us. And he's saying, you know, I'm going on these events and I'm getting to meet the women. Yes, I want to find the woman who's right for me, but also I'm experiencing these countries I would never get a chance to experience. And I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the company of other men on the tour. I'm enjoing your staff and helping me. And most of all, I'm enjoying the women I'm getting to meet and going out on dates with. So this is wonderful. So, yeah.
You have time to choose.
Oh, yeah. All right, SW, where are we on time here? Oh my gosh.
Derek.
Are we? We're already over. They're getting mad at me.
Oh my God.
Everybody's getting mad at me. We have a ton of questions here. Oh my God. I've been trying to do the questions. We haven't been talking that much. I'm going to try to answer a couple more of these. I'm sorry, guys. I said we were going to get to all these questions. We just not. We are slammed with questions. John said, why is to go over when your lady's going for an interview? If you can do it, do it. It's not absolutely necessary, but if there's a larger age difference, I would highly recommend it. But yeah, if you can do it, yeah, you can. I'm going to try just to get to ones. No, we're not going to be doing the socials in Dominican. I'm sorry. We're not doing those there anymore. John, the Philippines, how does a guy deal with a girl when she talks about tempo? What's the best way to approach it? Tempo.
What tempo?
Meaning, I'm not sure what you mean by tempo. I'm not sure what you're getting at there.
How to like...
He's talking about relationships. Tempo can be
tempo?
pretty quick.
Meaning, yeah, the relationships move quickly. How do you deal with it when relationships move quickly?
First, since in the Philippines, we're like a conservative woman. So first, you need to understanding first and understanding each other, and then you have to to feel if the woman is ready or the guy is having quick, or need to ask the woman if am I too quick?
Okay.
Or what? At least the very least the man can do is to ask the woman on how. There's also the question about the kids and something.
Okay, guys, you know what? I'm trying to look through here, but there's so many questions here that we're not going to get to it. We're already almost a half hour over. One quick question, though, Bob has about the Philippines. Are any Philippine women interested in men that may move over there?
Yeah, yeah. There's
So,
also.
so if
yeah.
Rob was going to move there, say he was an internet genius, which he is actually, but he wanted just to stay there and work, would that be good for you?
Yeah, sure. The lady would gladly welcome that idea since there's nothing not adjustment for the part of the girl
Okay.
to have different cities or a different country.
Okay. And what is the average age and education level of these wonderful ladies? That varies. It's going to be all up and down. And Mexican Americans, had a lot of Mexican Americans that have gone over and done very well. I wouldn't worry about that at all. Again, a little bit of what I talked about earlier with the Ukraine, but if you're going to Latin America, it's not even an issue. If you're going to Mexican Americans in the Philippines,
yeah,
not a problem.
Philippines.
No, not a problem.
Sure.
I've learned a lot tonight. Thank you so much,
We will
Derek.
gladly help.
Mike said in Ohio says she's a good co-host.
Thank you.
You're going to be a great host, not just a co-host. You're going to be amazing. This is our new Philippine dating goddess sitting right next to me.
Bear
This is
with
her
me,
first show
guys.
tonight.
It's just the first time.
So we're going to be doing another show for the guys that I couldn't get through tonight. If you get on early on Wednesday, we're going to be doing another show with Ronna and myself. Yeah, myself on Wednesday. Okay, we'll be here and we'll answer as many of these questions as we can.
Yeah, I hope so.
I really wish we could have got through to all these tonight, but we just couldn't. But I really, really appreciate you guys asking all these questions, and we'll work harder next time to get them all answered for you. But if I don't go soon, they're going to just turn the lights off on me and everything. I mean, they're already forming like a union over there. I mean, another union and picketing and all kinds of stuff. So I got to get out of here. Yep.
Oh, no.
There goes the light. You can see we're going. We're doing the lead. No, I hope we helped you guys. We try to make it fun. Look, we laugh a little bit. We are trying to make it fun for you. This should be a fun process. I don't know. I don't have my little thing here that we usually have, but love is meant to be an adventure, and it really is.
Yeah.
And it should be a fun adventure. And when you go on one of these tours and you have the opportunity to meet wonderful women like Ronna and all the wonderful women that are on our website, no matter where they're from, whether it's China, Thailand, Ukraine, Colombia, Costa Rica, Peru, wherever it is, I have so much respect for you women that are trying to find your soulmate and doing whatever it takes to try to find that person you do this. And so, but part of it should be fun for you and for the man,
For
right?
the man,
that whole thing.
The ladies are just waiting for you guys.
Yeah.
So
They are. You got to go. That's the biggest complaint when you're at the socials, right? The women are like, God, I wish there were more men.
There's more men.
I wish there were more men.
Oh my God, there's 7 only, and then we have hundreds of women. So
And where are the men? Where are the men?
competition.
All right, Ronna, you did a wonderful job. Thank you very much for
Thank you
being
so
with us
much.
here tonight.
It's my honor to be here.
No, it was great. You were wonderful. Guys, we'll be back Wednesday with another show, and then Monday, I believe Ronna is going to be on with Bud, I think, one more time here. So, all right?
Yes.
All right, guys, thank you so much. Until next time.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.